Ladies and gentlemen, your following contest is the Rebellion Muay Thai semi-main event of the evening. This fight is proudly brought to you by JPS Coatings. 5 by 3 minute rounds in the super lightweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, trained by Jordan Fielding at a Strong Heart Muay Thai with an official weight of 62.25 kilograms, 202 fights, 163 wins, 1 draw, 32 wins coming via knockout. Fighting out of Adelaide in South Australia by way of Thailand, ladies and gentlemen, Sakmongkol Revolution. And across the ring is his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, trainer Mark the Hammer Castanini, out of Kick It Fight and Fitness and Hammers Gym, with an official weight of 63.5 kilograms, 50 fights, 31 wins, 5 draws, 10 wins coming by way of knockout. Ladies and gentlemen, Ramesh, the Headhunter Habib. When the action begins, your man in charge in the center of the ring. Abba Samadi, both fighters conceal the ring.
Here we go to the tail of the tape. Ramesh Habib, the Headhunter, age 29, with 50 fights, 31 wins and 10 KOs. He's going to be taking it to Sakmongkol Revolution, 30 years of age, with an amazing fight record. Guys, this is going to be absolute power. I can't wait for this fight.
And now, for those of you that are familiar with Thai boxing, Sakmongkol's record, it did say 202 fights. It is probably more like 400. The Thais lose count at about 9 years of age. They do not remember. Most of the time, they're just winging it. So I am really excited for this fight.
I reckon if I got hit that many times, I wouldn't remember much either.
Now, interesting to know that I was speaking to Jordan Fielding of Strong Heart Muay Thai, where Sakmongkol is currently a trainer, obviously out of Revolution Gym in Phuket. A big hello to Tim Fisher. And this, out of the however many fights he's had, this is the first ever foreigner that he's fought. And he is recently coming off a KO victory in Phuket, Thailand. However, this is, in that number of fights, the first ever foreigner, the first ever non-Thai that Sakmongkol has ever fought.
My goodness.
Yeah, Sakmongkol is a former Omnoi champion, though. He won the belt about 7 years ago. A very, very difficult stadium to win at because you weigh in the morning of at 6 a.m., then you fight around 2 a.m. There's only been 4 foreigners in the history of the stadium that have won belts. Yusuf Bonaham, Julio Lobo, Amir Nasari, and recently Ongin Topic. This Omnoi Stadium is a very, very difficult stadium to win the belt. I believe he won it around at 52 kilos. It was about 7 years ago or so. And the stadium game can be a lot different than the more action-oriented bouts here in Australia.
Five round full titles, yeah? Don't strike behind the head, don't strike in the groin. Once your partner is on the ground, don't make any contact. Check your gloves, back to your corner. Good.
Round 1.
Here we go, round 1 of a five-round battle. Ramesh Habib in the red, Sakmongkol Revolution in the blue.
Yeah, this one should be interesting as well. As I was talking to Sakmongkol, he only dropped 1 kilo via dieting. laid off the sticky rice for a day or two. Whereas Ramesh dropped a fair amount of rice. He looked more cooked than my 7-Eleven mama noodles.
And that size difference is apparent in center ring. We can see it here in the monitor in front of us, but we can especially see it as we look at the two athletes in the center. A big size, height, and reach advantage going the way of Ramesh. Obviously, he is known as the headhunter. And those of you in Australia or around the world that are familiar with Ramesh, he does have this incredible ability to whip that high kick up. And boy, has he landed it on some people before.
32 knockouts for Sakmongkol, 10 knockouts for Ramesh. Don't blink, ladies and gentlemen. Anything could happen at any moment.
The other thing, though, about Thai fighters is when you have this much experience, you'll have fought people that are bigger, smaller, taller, thinner, you know, maybe 10 kilos heavier than you. So sometimes it's not really a problem because you have that experience working in your favor. And Sakmongkol looking very, very relaxed against Habib.
I mean, he's just leaning against those ropes, you know, hands down, not fussed, not phased in any way, shape or fashion.
And the plan here from Sakmongkol, looking to sit back, he's going to sit behind that teep. He's going to disrupt the rhythm of Ramesh, teep the legs, teep the body. And I think we're going to see later, rounds 3 onwards, he's going to go to the clinch. I think that's where he's going to find the most success. Rounds 1 and 2, he's just going to use that teep, play with Ramesh's timing, play with his rhythm, and then 3, 4, and 5, I think, should it go to rounds 3, 4, and 5, we're going to see it in the clinch.
Of course, Ramesh knows the style of the Thai fighters.
There's a little bit of going in from Sakmongkol, a little bit of teasing. And there he is pulling on the head of Ramesh. That's a significant amount of ringmanship there, even in the clinch. Just sort of toying with Ramesh. You know, again, the shifting of the hips back and a little bit of a swagger there, dropping the hands. He's trying to sort of, going in, like annoy Ramesh.
Yeah, psych him out.
Psych him out, basically.
That's it.
But
burn the bread in his basket, you might say.
That's round 1. Brought to you by JPS Trainings. Betting is still open for the main event of the card on lap ropes.
And as I'm sure we go into the replay here for round 1, we're not going to see a whole lot. We see a nice little left kick there from Ramesh. Beautifully timed teep from Sakmongkol there. Nice short little check. We're not going to see much. We're seeing some single shots. Nice left hook. Yeah. There's that low kick though from Ramesh, and this is something that he's used in past fights to set up the high kick. Yeah. The hook low, and then go high later. But again, you see, I think Sakmongkol's ready for it. He might have seen Ramesh fight before. He knows he's known for that high kick. Perhaps thinks, okay, if I deal with that, I'm going to be okay.
Although that left hook that Ramesh landed, I think that hurt Sakmongkol more than he wanted to land on. He smiled and laughed it off, but I think he knows that Ramesh has got some power that he's going to have to deal with. Now, Ramesh is, pretty seasoned warrior. If he can deal with the head games that Sakmongkol's got to bring on, then Sakmongkol might have a little bit more to deal with than he may think.
Yeah, a lot of times I feel like athletes pretend they're strong when they're actually weak. Yeah. So an acknowledgement of any sort that you've landed a shot means you should do that shot again and again and again. Yeah. It's not like, oh, you hit me, oh, it's all good. That's a moment of weakness, and the experienced fighter knows that a display of strength is a display of weakness.
Round 2.
Here we go, round 2 of a 5-round battle. This is the penultimate fight of the evening. Ramesh the headhunter, Habib. Sakmongkol Revolution coming to you live on Fox Sports.
Yeah, and the two athletes standing in the 50-50. A little bit of an angle there from Habib.
Nice low kick there.
Headhunted! Headhunted!
The headhunter's been headhunted by Sakmongkol.
Yeah, but a very professional Habib getting back up very slowly. Oh, a touch of the gloves and right to the push kick.
Sakmongkol knows exactly what to do, and he's just done it. Ramesh needs to clear his head in a hurry, but he's still coming forward, still has Sakmongkol. Oh, here we go.
Oh.
Nearly swept off his feet.
Yeah, I think Sakmongkol has gotten to Habib now.
Absolutely.
There's that leg kick, but then Sakmongkol immediately switches his stance, runs forward. That way the leg kick isn't available.
And sticks his tongue out at him.
And there we see that's the clinch that I'm talking about. I think Sakmongkol is going to know that he has the advantage in the clinch, whether it's going to be the sweeps, whether it's going to be the kick game. At the moment, this second round, he's definitely getting the better of Ramesh. The timing, I mean, he headhunted the headhunter himself. That is a statement if ever there was one.
And considering the height advantage that Ramesh has, the fact that he got up there and just nearly took his head off.
Yeah, but a very, very professional recovery from Habib.
Oh, amazing.
You know, like every fighter is going to get rocked, and you need to understand how to recover from being rocked. You know, sometimes it's springing up right away. That way there's no count. In this case, he knew he was getting counted, so he got up, he bided his time, cleared his head, and was back to action. There's that high kick from Sakmongkol, looking to spear into the head of Habib.
And surely Sakmongkol is going to take away this round. However, Habib is landing scoring shots.
I mean, it's easy in the face of Sakmongkol's few hundred fights to make it look like he is the experienced one. However, Ramesh is no slouch. He's had 50 fights. He's been in this position before. He knows how to come back from a situation like this. And we look at the red corner, we look at the man in the red shorts in front of us. He's got his wits about him. He has his feet, and he's had a reasonable finish to the rest of this second round.
I do think he's having real difficulties with the rhythm.
That's in round 2.
Yeah, got to agree with you there, Matt. As we go to the replay, he is having trouble with his rhythm and his timing.
You know, the Thai really put a huge emphasis on rhythm. There's the head kick. You know, Sakmongkol just has dangwat, like rhythm. You know, they sort of combine it with this understanding of timing as well. This understanding of when to throw things. There he gets him off balance, but he looks for the opening shot, and it's not there, so he just sort of walks away from it, but gives himself some time to relax, swagger a bit. There's a short elbow from Sakmongkol.
And then after that absolutely rock shot, Habib got himself together and started landing shots, but can he land the right type of shots and enough of them to actually make a difference here?
Yeah, some really excellent work there from Sakmongkol. That fade back.
Tonight's boss, we thank the Fairtex, Tree Range Arborist, TD Formworks, Ladbrokes.com.au, JPS Coatings and Risk Infrastructure. Rebellion does it all again November 26th. This time headlined by Chad Collins and a massive amount of staff forming for this massive card on November 26th. Make sure you log it in your diaries now. Rebellion Muaythai heading back to the Rebellion on November 26th.
Just in case anybody's wondering, we love you, John Demicoli.
Sakmongkol all smiles going into this third round. And I would be smiling too. I think he just has, you know, Habib's rhythm and timing down. He's clocked him. I think it's going to be Sakmongkol in control, but anything can happen.
And I think Sakmongkol has to be careful. Sometimes when you've had the number of fights as him, you are as smart as him. What can happen to Thais when they go abroad, and perhaps they experience judges who can't always appreciate the really fine parts of what they do, and they just try to win by 1 or 2 shots. And it's not always successful. I think he's got to be careful here not to get sucked into the game of just trying to edge ahead. If he wants to win, he needs to start to make it clear from round 3.
Yeah, and you can see a little bit of a rhythm step to Habib. He brings that front foot back and then lunges in. I think it's making it a bit easier for Sakmongkol to time him.
And we can hear Hammer in the corner there calling for that straight right hand. Perhaps he's seen something. He's also had a bit of success with that low kick. Again, those are the 2 big things that Ramesh, or 1 of 3 rather, that he sets that high kick up with. So it's interesting to see if whether Hammer sees something from that right hand on its own, or perhaps he sees it as something to set up the following kicks.
What I'm concerned about is that he has not done that once. Hammer's screaming instructions at Ramesh, and Ramesh is not firing. I get the feeling that his confidence has been shaken a little bit.
Yeah, you really can hear Hammer's voice, but I'm not sure Habib is listening to him or able to necessarily listen to him. Sakmongkol, again, teasing it, Habib, but it's mainly been Habib that's been landing the shots. While Sakmongkol is in control.
And it's funny that you say that about hearing Hammer, because it's something that happens to fighters sometimes. Even the most experienced, they lose the voice of their corner, especially after something like the knockdown. The hearing is gone, they can't hear. They're going on adrenaline, they're going on instinct, but they need that guidance of their corner.
And I mean, Ramesh is absolutely laser-like in his focus, and he has to be, because if he doesn't maintain that focus, it could be lights out at any moment. But is he so focused that he can't hear his corner anymore?
Yeah, this is going to be an interesting round for the judges to score, because while Sakmongkol has been in control, he hasn't really been that effective with his own shots. He's negated Habib, blocking everything.
Yeah.
But some of the clean shots from Habib might be swaying the judges.
He did get that takedown, and he did get the takedown, and he is celebrating as he walks back to his corner. We're going to go back to the action, and there's a swing and a miss from Ramesh.
You know, there were no real significant shots coming in from Sakmongkol. That said, he did a fantastic job defensively. You know, there's a cheeky swing back coming in, but no real power shots there.
Sakmongkol firing off.
And
Habib checking it.
Sorry, you can see there the difference between their check.
Yeah.
But Sakmongkol's was strong. Ramesh's Sakmongkol was able to kick through the check a bit more, which is a telling sign, especially to someone as experienced as Sakmongkol, and perhaps something that he can use later in the fight.
Certainly the confidence from Sakmongkol is evident, but the grit and determination from Ramesh Habib is unequivocal. He hits the deck, gets right back up and right back into it. We're going to head to the next round. Let's see if Ramesh can change, adjust, or impose his will here and try and score against the phenomenal career of Sakmongkol Revolution.
Check out the Female Fight Experience podcast on all the usual podcast platforms. Big thanks to JPS Coatings for sponsorship of our semi-main event card. Rebellion Muaythai 26 in return on the 26th of November. Headlined by Jack Collins. This is round number 4.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you're enjoying the action on Fox Sports, we invite you back to Rebellion 27, November 26. But right now it's Ramesh, Habib, and Sakmongkol Revolution.
Oh, push kick to the face there from Sakmongkol. He's really starting to play with Habib, but again, he needs to land effective shots, not just dilly-dally in the ring. He's heavy on the going in, light on the actual attacks.
Big thank you to JPS Coatings for bringing this fight to us. Oh, and here we go, the activity, the action has just raised the level.
And I really would like to see Sakmongkol pick the pace up now. We've got rounds 4 and 5. This is an action round. I mean, at the end of the day, Sakmongkol, he's Thai. He's come from Thailand. He's fought 5-round Muay Thai his whole life. He knows how to turn it on for this 4th round. As the referee just quickly jumps in there to break. Urges the red corner just to keep back. They've got a bit of energy. They're almost getting into the ring, urging their charge on as we resume the action. Ramesh again pushes Sakmongkol back. Sakmongkol happy to move back towards the rope, but again, I really want to see him start to score some shots.
Yeah, this is not a tag team event, so the red corner are going to have to stay in their seats. Ramesh moving, Sakmongkol against the ropes. Sakmongkol returning fire now. Yeah, nice solid left there.
Yeah, goading on Habib here.
Yeah, Sakmongkol's like, bring it on.
Again, strong leg kick from the red corner.
Such timing from Sakmongkol.
And real
amazing
bravado.
timing.
Oh, nice thick legs there from the red corner, but swept off his feet.
And a great show of the experience from Sakmongkol there. He couldn't get the takedown, so he pulls Ramesh back towards him in order to sweep it out. That is a fight veteran if ever you saw one.
Yeah, but, you know, something we talked about before was the athletes staying in this 50-50. They're directly in front of each other, and the athlete with better timing and better evasion is going to win.
Yep.
That's Sakmongkol in each
Yep.
of these exchanges. Habib needs to angle to the side, you know, create a different look, because Sakmongkol is able to also break the exchange, walk around the ring, give him a different look, and then go back to doing whatever he wants.
And here, Ramesh has him has him back against the ring. I want him to initiate. Even if it costs something, at least he's scoring with a try. Come on, Ramesh, pull it together. Easy said from the commentator's couch.
And hands up immediately for Sakmongkol.
Sakmongkol already celebrating, standing up on the ropes. Here we go to the replay, ladies and gentlemen. Brought to you by JPS Coatings.
And I think it's really important to watch here in the replays the evasion and the defense of Sakmongkol. We have to look at what is effectively scoring from Ramesh. And you see there, like, Sakmongkol has great checks. He's got really nice balance, not a lot's getting through. A nice little return kick, or a kick over the check rather. I think that was one of Ramesh's best shots. He's found a home for that left hook twice during the fight. We heard Hammer calling for it earlier. Probably not used it as much as he could have.
Yeah, one of the other things I think that is distinctive is Sakmongkol, I think, has a running tally of who's winning these exchanges, and he's pretty sure he's winning. And here's a moment where Kieran talked about was able to sweep Ramesh off balance. The other thing that I think is really telling is as the round ended, Sakmongkol immediately flung up his arms in victory. Ramesh looked a little unsure of himself.
Yeah.
He might not know where exactly he is in the fight in terms of the score.
I think he knows where he is, and that's why he went back to his corner. Not signaling victory, but certainly if anyone could stop the fight on a dime, it is Ramesh Habib, the headhunter. There's only 3 minutes left in this fight. Anything could happen.
This is the
And here we go, the 5th and final round. But I'll tell you what, it hasn't been many clean kicks, but there's a nice little bit of red and bruising on the lead leg of Sakmongkol. He waved him off earlier, he laughed at Ramesh, but it is a nice red. It's a nice, almost matching the colour of Ramesh's shorts.
Sakmongkol's certainly going to be bruised up tomorrow. He's going to know that he was kicked hard.
Well, there is a pretty visible size difference between the two as well. You know, after a hydration and everything, Ramesh looks like he might be 70 kilos. Sakmongkol probably, you know, maybe if he put 7 kilos of mama in his pockets, might be 70.
Here we go. Activity, activity, activity. Ramesh knows he's behind on points. Sakmongkol's just playing with him, keeping his hands down, dancing around. Beautiful inside leg kick. Ramesh goes for the head kick, but can't time it quite. Nice body shot and returned.
And this is a great example of Ramesh has the forward pressure, but Sakmongkol is the one that lands the shots. It's a great example of Muay Thai is not just one going forwards. You can win it going backwards, left and right.
Yeah, and here we see Sakmongkol giving him, you know, taking a jog basically around, resetting the engagement.
Nice timing there from Ramesh. Sakmongkol laughs it off. He knows that he's too far ahead now. And Sakmongkol's just really having fun with it. Bouncing on the spot.
Yeah, that's definitely getting into Ramesh's head.
Yeah.
But I think
swing and a miss.
Ramesh is also maybe giving Sakmongkol too much respect. You know, he needs to go hell for broke here. He needs to just be a man possessed, let out his demons on Sakmongkol.
And with 45 seconds left in the round to go, I'm not sure Ramesh can pull it out of the bag just yet. We have seen it tonight, don't get me wrong. We saw it twice on the Roots undercard. However, from what we've seen on Sakmongkol, his IQ, his timing, his intelligence, I think his evasion, look at that.
Oh, there you go.
And a beautiful sweep. He falls on top of Ramesh. Again, IQ, look at the way he slows down the fight. Look at the way he slowly gets up. The ref is forced to peel him off. 20 seconds left. He dances it off, arms in the air, confident that he's done enough to get the victory.
Yeah, I mean, he just dictated that that was going to happen. He predicted it, enforced it, it happened. It's his will, it's his way, it's his fight. With 5 seconds left, he's already celebrating. Ramesh throwing everything he's got, and it's all over.
Ladies and gentlemen, Ramesh headhunter Habib.
And here we go to the replay. There you see some great timing from Sakmongkol catching the kick of Ramesh.
Yeah, I think what was really distinctive in this fight was Sakmongkol's understanding of rhythm, timing, and his clock control.
That's it.
You know, he knew when he was up on points, and then he stalled the game. It's very, very similar in basketball, football, other sports, where you have possession of the ball, and you just sit on it. You play defensively because you just want to keep your score up, and you want to prevent the other team from scoring. And Sakmongkol did a masterclass in that this evening.
Yeah, you can certainly see the experience there with all those fights, right?
And I'll tell you what, 50 fights is a lot, but a couple hundred is even more.
So it's going to go to the judges' scorecards. I don't think there'll be too many surprises, but hats off to Ramesh Habib. I mean, the guy's had less than a quarter of the fights that Sakmongkol has had, and he's still here standing. He landed some great shots. He kept applying the pressure. He kept moving forward. He kept Sakmongkol up against the ropes, but maybe he couldn't just time his shots quite the way he needed to take away a W here tonight at Rebellion Muay Thai 26. The judges are just tallying up their final scores, and we're going to say thank you again to JPS Coatings for bringing this fight to us. We've only got one more fight left tonight. It's going to be an absolute barn burner. But before that happens, we'll just say thank you to the Melbourne Pavilion and thank you to Sainaji and Outliers for putting together a premier fight night here tonight at Rebellion Muay Thai 26. What a show. We'll head to the center of the ring to get the decision from John Demicoli.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 5 rounds of action, we've gone to the judges' scorecards for a decision. Your judges scored the contest 48-47, 47-47, and 48-46, declaring this fight a split points draw.
And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. We have the second draw of the evening.